Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, here comes one of the weirdest stories in hip hop or R&B and hip hop, wherever you want to classify Mr. Chris Brown. You know, he works with rappers a lot, so it almost seems like he's a hip hop artist at times, but he still breaks down the old school R&B and the dance moves and all that stuff, even though, it's a different time, man. It's a different time. Rappers kind of taking over, you know what I mean? Now, what's crazy is his name is in the news because of somebody else. A young lady who was actually at the Dallas airport that caused a national news story today, man. And basically in the news story, it seems like she's proclaiming that she's married to Chris Brown. I'm talking about Chris Brown, the singer, yes. And it's a wild story. So, man, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about that and what went down in Dallas that had everybody on high alert, man. Now, there was also a video from the police chief who talked about the incident and gave word of how things are going since then and how this thing ended in a shootout, this crazy story. Now, before we get to the specifics, though, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and, man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this whole Chris Brown story, man. Really? Everybody's running with the whole headline with Chris Brown's name in there, but really, this is about this young lady. Now, let's talk about the news story. So I'll be referencing this story from the New York Daily News, where in the headline it says this. It says, suspect in Dallas airport shooting previously told police she was God's prophet, married to Chris Brown, report. Now, for those of you who don't know, Dallas had a scare this morning because there was a shootout that took place, man. And it seemed like only one person ended up getting injured in the shootout, and it was a crazy scene. But you can only imagine, man, a shootout at an airport, people are going to be running everywhere, man. And there's a lot of footage of that, right? Now, the story starts off by saying this. It says the woman accused of opening fire at a Dallas Love Field airport Monday had a series of run-ins with police, including a misdemeanor case last year when she was ruled unfit to stand trial and ordered to get help for her mental health. So it looks like this young lady has had a lot of time, you know what I'm saying? Or I should say woman, has had a lot of time in the court system, right? Now let's check out a news clip of the story of what went down in Dallas yesterday.
37-year-old woman gets dropped off, goes inside near the ticket counters in front of Southwest, goes at one point into a restroom, exits the restroom. Now she's either put some sort of hoodie on or some other different type of clothing than she had when she walked in. At some point, simultaneously, one of our officers is in the area. She produces a handgun and begins firing. At this point, we don't know where exactly the individual was aiming. Or most of what we're seeing now, she was aiming at the ceiling. But there was several rounds that are found. Simultaneously, as she's doing that, our officer engages the suspect, strikes her in the lower extremities. She's taken into custody and is currently at Parkland Hospital. No other individuals were injured in this event other than the suspect, who again is at Parkland. That's all we have right now, but we wanted to ensure that our community knows that this is not an active situation. We want to make sure our community knows that there are no other passengers, family members or people in the airport that have been that are victims, and that's what we're getting at this time.
Okay, so there was a lot in that news story, so let's talk about it, man. So it sounds like the person or the suspect, they said they allegedly went into the bathroom, threw on a hoodie, and then produced a weapon when they came out of the bathroom in the airport. Like, this is weird, man. This is really weird. Like, who in the world was there to shoot? Like, that sounds like a setup for like a movie plot or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you had an intended target and you showed up and you got changed in the airport just to get that target. And to be real, who would shoot somebody at an airport where there's cameras looking at the cameras that are looking at those cameras, man? Like, there is no way of getting away with doing anything at an airport, man. Just know that. You know what I mean? So this is just a bad idea, you know? But, man, let's talk about, the fact that nobody else was injured besides the alleged suspect in this situation, man, which is good, man, which is good. I hate to see somebody get shot, but if you're out there trying to shoot people in a crowded place, it is what it is, you know what I mean? And we'll say this, man. Right now, the person is a suspect, and this is all alleged, and everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But let's talk about the woman in question here, man. Now, Portia Odafua, who's 37 years old, was shot by police officers at around 11 a.m. local time after she fired into an airport ceiling near the Southwest Airlines ticket counter, according to the Dallas Police Department. Now, that's weird. So she was just at the entrance, at the ticket counter, when she fired the shot into the air, they said, right? Now, Odafua was hit in her lower extremities and was hospitalized, officials said. Her condition is unclear, and a spokesperson for Dallas Police Department declined to comment when reached by the Daily News about it, right? Now, they also, in this news story, go into a little bit of the history and how Chris Brown's name really got thrown into this thing, right? So it looks like before the airport shooting, Odafua had racked up a string of arrests for arson, robbery, criminal trespass, and false reporting across North Texas, according to the Dallas Morning News. Now, in April 2021, she was accused of pulling the fire alarm at the Mesquite Hotel after they refused to extend her stay. When police asked for her address, she allegedly gave that of Chris Brown's mansion, which is wild, man. Now, so that's how Chris Brown's name got thrown into all these headlines, right? So she was arrested in 2021 in April, and then they asked her, hey, produce your address. What's going on, man? Where do you live? And she was like, yo, this is where I live, Chris Brown's mansion. You know what I'm saying? And it's odd, man. I don't know what to say about that. It's pretty weird. Now, in October 2019, Odafua allegedly set a house on fire, but the Dallas County District Attorney's Office declined to press charges due to lack of scientific evidence. After telling police she was responsible for the fire, she said she had set the blaze because I am God's prophet, according to an arrest affidavit. Now, obviously, you know, this woman, she's got some things going on, man. Like, I'm no professional, so I ain't going to try to play like I can diagnose somebody or anything like that. But, man, once you start talking about you God's prophet, you living at Chris Brown's mansion, and y'all is married or something like that, man, I don't know, man. There's only one way to take that kind of information if we already know that it's not true and you're telling it to somebody. You got to really think about how they're going to perceive that. You feel me? Now, the story ends by saying she also allegedly told officers that she wouldn't say anything else until she talked to Brown, who she identified as her husband. Now, I don't usually, talk to people about how they should move in the legal system, whatever. But, I mean, she's throwing his name around so much, he might want to actually get that paperwork. You know what I'm saying? That you can't get around me type of paperwork. Like, yo, he probably needs to stay away from Shorty, and she probably need to stay away from him, man. If to be honest, because she's telling the police, straight face probably, like, yo, I'm not talking to anybody until I can talk to Chris Brown, the singer. You know what I'm saying? Because he's my husband. Now, we've seen this in the past before. We've seen people who have said that they're married to celebrities and stuff like that in the past and who truly believed it and stuff like that. But, man, you really got to watch out because this person actually went to the airport, the ticket counter, and busted a gun off. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. I'm not saying the person is crazy. I'm just saying it's a crazy situation. You feel me? But y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think, man. Do y'all think that maybe there might be some truth to this? Or do you think that, man, maybe Shorty might need to go see somebody and talk to them about, why she thinks she knows Chris Brown or is married to him? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.